Welcome to the next lesson. Today we're going to talk about linear equations in two variables. Now on this sheet there's some information at the top that you need to read over. You need to read over this box and look over both of these examples. So go ahead and pause the video and do that, and then we can discuss. Okay. Now that you're back, let's do some exercises. So we're going to look at this first section, 1, 2, and 3, and the directions say to find 4 solutions of each equation. Write the solutions as ordered pairs. So as you'll notice in example 1, they made a table. Now, when we're choosing these solutions, we're going to choose values for x, and we can pick any values that we want to use for x, any numbers whatsoever. But I recommend that you pick numbers that are relatively easy to work with. So you'll notice that in this example, they picked -1, 0, 1, and 2. So those are pretty small numbers and easy to work with. So that's what we're going to do when we complete these exercises. We'll use those same 4 values for x. So I'm going to zoom in over here. And I'm going to make a table, and I'm not going to make it in quite the same. There we go. I'm just going to do the x and the y column for right now. So I'm going to pick, like we said, 4 values for x is what it said. So -1, 0, 1, and 2. Personally, I usually just do 3 values for problems like this. And I usually pick -1, 0, and 1. All right, so we're going to, one at a time, substitute each of those values into the equation for x and then solve to get our y value. So if I start off by putting a -1 in for x, then y would be equal to 2 times -1 plus 4. So that's -2 plus 4, which is 2. So if x is -1, then y becomes +2. Now let's substitute a 0 in. So that'd be y equals 2 times 0 plus 4. Well, 2 times 0 is 0, and 0 plus 4 is just 4. So if x is 0, then y would be 4. Let's substitute a 1 in place of x. So I'm going to do y equals 2 times 1 plus 4. So that'd be 2 plus 4, or 6. If x is 1, then y would be 6. All right, and then we're going to do 2 in for x. So y equals 2 times 2 plus 4. Well, 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 plus 4 is 8. So that table gives me this, it is showing a set of ordered pairs. So the ordered pairs would be -1, 2, 0, 4, 1, 6, 2, 8. So I can write each of these. I'm going to change these to commas and put parentheses around here. So those are 4 solutions to that particular equation. We're going to skip number 2 for a minute. All right, let's look at number 3. So we're going to pick those same 4 solutions for x. 0, 1, -1, and 2. So I'm going to start off by putting 0 in place of x. So 4 times 0 plus y equals 5. Well, 4 times 0 is 0. And 0 plus y is equal to 5. So 0 plus y is just y. So y would be 5. All right, let's try another one. This time I'm going to put in a 1 for x. So I'm going to do 4 times 1 plus y equals 5. So that'd be 4 plus y equals 5. I'm going to subtract 4 on each side. 5 minus 4 is 1. So if x is 1, y would be 1. Okay, now I'm going to substitute a -1. So that'd be -4 plus y equals 5. To solve this, we're going to have to add 4 on each side. So y would be 9. And now I'm going to substitute a 2 in for x. So 4 times 2 plus y equals 5. 4 times 2 is 8 plus y equals 5. So subtract 8 on each side. 5 minus 8 is negative 3. Okay, so that's our solution. And just like I was doing before, we can change these or rewrite them as ordered pairs using the parentheses and the comma. So we have the ordered pairs 0, 5, 1, 1, negative 1, 9, and 2, negative 3. Those are all solutions to that particular equation. All right, go back to number 2. I want you to do number 2 on your own, and then you can come back and check your solutions. All right, so here's the solution to number 2. I noticed that I went ahead and put my ordered pairs in parentheses, and they are separated by a comma. So the solutions, some of the solutions are 1, negative 4, 0, negative 7, 1, negative 10, and 2, negative 13. Those are not the only solutions to this particular equation, because remember, I could have substituted any value I wanted to in place of x. These are just the 4 values that I chose to substitute. Okay, so let's go to look at the next section. Now we're going to graph each equation by plotting ordered pairs. So this is basically just taking what we did a step further. So you're going to start off the same way, choosing 4 different solutions, or finding 4 solutions to the equation, and then you'll use those solutions, those ordered pairs, plot them, and then graph the equation. So let's start off with number 4. So we've got y equals negative 4x. So again, I'm going to make my table, and I'm going to come over here on the side, and I'm going to make a table, just like I did before. And the 4 values for x I'm going to use, I'm going to keep it simple. So I'm going to do negative 1, 0, 1, and 2, just as I did before. So my equation is y equals negative 4x. So if x is 1, y would be negative 4 times negative 1, which would be 4. So there's one ordered pair. All right, now I'm going to put in a 0. Well, negative 4 times 0 is 0. So if x is 0, y is 0. Okay, let's put in a 1. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. And let's put in a 2. So that would be a negative 8. Now I'm going to plot those ordered pairs on this particular coordinate plane. So the first ordered pair I have is negative 1, 4. So I'm going to go left 1 and then up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I have 0, 0. That's at the origin. I have 1, negative 4. So that's right 1 down 4. And then the fourth solution I have is 2, negative 8. I don't have enough room on this particular coordinate plane to graph that, so I'm not going to be able to. Once you've plotted your ordered pairs, you want to draw a line. So I've got a box here. It actually happens to be the box that goes with my Apple Pencil. But take something sturdy. If you have a ruler, that would certainly work. I just happen to have this laying right here beside me. But I'm going to take this box and I'm going to lay it up against my iPad screen so that I can draw that line through those points. Now you can't see what I'm doing with this box, but I'm getting it so it is lined up perfectly. And then I can trace my line, just like so. And then I'm going to include arrows on either end. And the reason I'm including the arrows is because what you see on this line are 3 solutions to that equation. Well, remember, we found 4 solutions. The 4th one we didn't have enough room to graph. But there are an infinite number of solutions to this particular equation. Any point on that line is considered a solution to the equation y equals negative 4x. We've only found 3 of them. So you include the arrows to represent that the solutions continue going on. All right, let's try another one. So we're going to skip number 5, and I want you to look at number 6. So just like I was doing before, I'm going to start off by finding 4 solutions. So I'm going to use negative 1, 0, 1, and 2 again to help me get the solutions to this particular equation. So I'm going to start off by substituting a negative 1 in for x. So I'm going to do negative 2 times negative 1 plus y equals 8. Well, negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2 plus y equals 8. I'm going to subtract 2 on each side. So y will be 6. Now let's substitute a 0 in place of x. So that'd be negative 2 times 0 plus y equals 8. Well, negative 2 times 0 is 0. I'm just going to cross that out. So y would be 8. Let's do another one. I'm going to do negative 2 times 1 plus y equals 8. So negative 2 plus y equals 8. You would add 2 on each side for this. So y will be 10. And then we've got one more that we're going to try, one more solution that is that we're going to try to find. So I'm going to substitute a 2. So negative 2 times 2 plus y equals 8. So that's negative 4 plus y equals 8. You will add 4 on each side. 8 plus 4 makes 12. Okay, now before I plot these ordered pairs on this coordinate plane, there's a typo here. And maybe you've already caught it. So these should be negative. And these also should be negative. So that's the first thing. I want you to fix that. The second thing I noticed is that we're counting, the scale is counting by 4s. So it may be more difficult on this particular coordinate plane to graph those points. For example, negative 1, 6 is going to be a little tricky to graph. So I'm actually not going to graph that one, and we'll pick a different point. So I'm going to graph 0, 8 and 2, 12. I know I can get those. So 0, 8 would be here. Now 2, 12 is going to be about here. Okay, and maybe I want to pick a third value. So since the x values are counting by 4s, maybe it would be easier for me to pick an x value that is a multiple of 4. Since I didn't use 4 at all, how about I just substitute a 4 in? So if x is 4, let's find out what y would be. So negative 2 times 4 plus y equals 8. Well, negative 2 times 4 is negative 8 plus y equals 8. So add 8 on each side. So y would be 16. So I would have the ordered pair 4, 16, which is here. Okay, so that's good enough. Again, I'm going to take my box and I'm going to use it as a ruler. You can use a real ruler also. I'm going to line up those 3 points that I've got. That's pretty good. We'll count it. And then I'm going to include the arrows on either end. Okay, so that's number 6. Now I want you to go back to number 5, pause the video, and complete number 5. All right, here's number 5. Again, the solutions I picked the same values for x, negative 1, 0, 1, and 2. One thing that I hope that you caught for number 5 is that the negative symbols right here were cut off and the negative symbols right here were cut off. So please make sure you go back and add those in. Also, they're counting by 2s. So for example, when I graphed the point negative 1, 5, I had to start at the origin and I went left 1, which is halfway, and then up 5, which would be halfway between the 4 and the 6. So really pay attention to that. Hopefully you got this correct. If you have any questions, please contact your teacher. Make sure you upload this assignment and then complete the independent practice.